Hello everybody! As many of you may know, I made a video about a year or two ago where I talk about every single album that Anthony Fantano ever gave a 10 out of 10 score to. And very soon I will be releasing a video where I rank every single album he's given a 9 out of 10 to. But before I release that, I wanted to make two short videos where I talk about the two albums he's given a 10 to since I made that original video. Today we will be talking about Brat by Charli XCX. As I assume you all know, people went crazy for this thing last summer. There was so much hype for it, and not just in niche music crowds, like everybody just loved this thing. Brat Summer became a whole movement, essentially, with like politicians adopting it, like Kamala Harris. The minimalist art style just spread everywhere, and Charli XCX has changed all her prior albums to fit that aesthetic. The impact this album had is crazy, and so rare nowadays. And I gotta say, I liked it too. I wasn't really understanding why there was so much hype around this album in particular, but now it has finally clicked and I love it. Maybe I just needed time to sit with it. Dance pop and hyperpop are not genres I listen to a lot. But yeah, I've been loving it recently. Guess I'm a summer behind everybody else. My favorite tracks on the album are the more low-key songs like I Might Say Something Stupid, I Think About It All the Time, and So I, which I think are the three least listened to songs on streaming services. But they definitely appeal to me the most. I really just like the moody atmosphere of them, and I also just feel like they're the most vulnerable emotionally and have the most interesting subject matter. It honestly kind of bums me out that these weren't standouts for most people. I just really value the vulnerability on these three tracks, and yeah, I mean, what I'm looking for from musical artists is to have some sort of connection with what they're expressing. Not that anybody is wrong for having different favorites than me, I just feel like these go underappreciated compared to other songs on the album. I also love the sequencing on this album. I love that the more low-key songs are always followed up with a banger. Like I Might Say Something Stupid is followed by Talk Talk, I Think About It All the Time is followed by 365, So I is followed by Girl So Confusing. The whole sequencing on the album in general is great, but I just really like the way these 6 tracks kind of balance each other out. Sometimes fans of older music will make fun of newer music and be like, singers just talk about things like internet clout nowadays. They're not singing about real stuff. And this album does that in a way that has a good sense of humor about it, and also just works because the whole album is artificial sounding. I think a lot of singers struggle with having lyrics about the internet, or getting a text, or their AirPods, because it just doesn't sound cool. Movies, I think, have the same problem right now. Texting just doesn't seem cinematic. Having an iPhone on screen doesn't seem cinematic. It's kind of still weird to me when I see a horror movie and the characters are like, I don't have cell service. But there are certain movies like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies that kind of manage the right comedic tone for that stuff to work, and in that way I think this album is kind of similar. The vocals at points are so auto-tuned in a way that's clearly not being used as a way to help with pitch, but more as a stylistic choice. Sometimes I think Charli probably just likes the way it sounds, but sometimes I feel like it's used to better fit the emotions of the song, like on I Might Say Something Stupid. I honestly don't think that song would work without the robotic auto-tuning. It feels like somehow this album just appeals to pretty much everybody. If you want a banger to play in the car, this is produced, engineered, and mixed perfectly for that. And if you want substantive songwriting, I think you can get that too. While lyrics are very straightforward, like she's not telling you how she feels in some complex metaphor. But despite being very straightforward, they're still very genuine throughout the entire project. Personally, my favorites in terms of lyrics are definitely So I and I Think About It All the Time. That's all I gotta say about this album, which I'm obviously talking about very late after the hype, but again, it's for a reason. I'm gonna make that Fantana video where I talk about all his 9s out of 10s soon, so I want to generate some hype for that. So if you're not already, subscribe to get a notification for that, and also tomorrow I will be talking about Clips's Let God Sort 'Em Out. Thank you all for watching. Likes and comments are very much appreciated. They help give me a little boost in the algorithm, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. See ya.